So, for a long time I straight up refused to watch expats vlogging in Thailand, mainly because I believed they'd just be reinforcing negative stereotypes to the Western world. In this video, I'll look at the first vloggers that won me over, the first wave I then started watching, and why. If you find this video good, don't forget to like, subscribe even. I'll be leaving a link to all of these vloggers in the description below. There isn't really a ranking to these. As someone I watch almost daily now, I wasn't watching a couple of years ago, and vice versa. As I mentioned, I simply had no interest in vloggers making videos about their lives in Thailand. I'd watched some who focused on food and sometimes travel or holiday diary style videos, but certainly not a bloke in a bar type video. In fact, I hated the idea these people were even allowed on YouTube, mainly because over the past 20 or 30 years, quite negative stereotypes of Thailand and having a Thai partner are built up in the Western mindset. If the fact your better half is Thai comes up in general conversation, you can sometimes see the questions in people's eyes, so watching a middle-aged bloke in a bar was the last thing I wanted to do. At the same time, I found it difficult to find good and interesting content about Thailand, especially about being there with a family. However, in looking around YouTube, Thai vloggers were always coming up in my search results. I just scrolled past them, until one time I decided to click on a video by this one particular guy. It wasn't an old man in a bar. He seemed interesting, sounded friendly, and had an opinion on things. So I watched another of his videos straight afterwards where he talked about the cost of living, and then another where he was walking around Pattaya and explaining about the places around him. This was, of course, Kev-in-Thailand. I don't think I subscribed for a while, but I started watching him whenever a new video was posted. Kev's a fellow Brit who had been living in Spain before moving to Thailand. His vlogs were usually informative, not just about what he'd done that day, but you could see he'd thought about the type of information people might be looking for about Thailand, and he wanted to provide the answers. Videos on getting your driver's license, renting a property, bills, and so on, as well as thought out reviews on restaurants and hotels. Kev's videos started with his catchphrase,
"Hello people, Kev-in-Thailand here."
And he had a weekly live stream for 2 hours every Sunday, as well as frequent meet-up nights on a Wednesday at the Hideaway Bar, which if you look back now, were often a who's who of Thai vloggers. If something was happening, or there was talk of something happening in Pattaya, Kev knew about it, had an opinion, and took his audience along to see what was happening. Without Kev, I might have just continued ignoring Thai vloggers. Unfortunately, just as Kev was hitting his YouTube prime, he was diagnosed with cancer. He stopped vlogging in 2019 and has now returned to the UK. I liked watching Kev, but I wasn't familiar with the locations he spoke about, so I looked to see if there were people making videos in areas I knew. This led me to a second YouTuber, Jonny. There is something happening. Jonny's channel follows him, his dog Sebastian, his girlfriend and her son, on their life in Hoi Hin, an area in Thailand about 2 to 3 hours south of Bangkok. Jonny's vlogs chronicle the events happening in his life, the places he visits, the things he does, but are often still informative. For a while he had a cooking channel too. Jonny's known for his partying. His live streams were often an event to watch if he'd been out earlier that evening. His videos are always honest, entertaining, funny. You never quite know what's going to happen with Jonny. He's made some really good travel vlogs with trips to Vietnam and Cambodia, together with ones on his project doing up the car he brought from 8 miles from home. He had some time away from YouTube in 2019 and is now back with some great recent videos, having just completed a series of vlogs about his travels with Foreigner Joe and 8 miles from home. Jonny seems like a really nice, caring guy who would help anyone. He's known for his distinctive laugh and the infamous
Hello, how are you today? Very good, very good.
The next channel I found myself watching was Our Life Thai, with Brad and Tar, a couple living on the outskirts of Bangkok, following them and life in the village.
Sunday morning.
Having family on Bangkok outskirts, I could slightly relate, which I think is what caught my attention. Brad is a jolly and friendly man from Australia. He makes interesting videos about life as a Westerner in a village, together with interesting travel and hotel review vlogs. In early 2019, Brad was actually offered a job where Tar works. Given he drove there every day and knew the people, why not? This, of course, meant less time for YouTube. However, they still produce videos, and the change has opened up an opportunity to produce a different type of vlog, looking at working in Thailand and things like office days out, although they still continue to vlog about their home area and travels. Around the same time I started watching Our Life Thai, and through watching Jonny's channel, I also found Jim Andrews. Jim spends his time between his native Plymouth in the UK and Hoi Hin in Thailand. He's a keen runner and cyclist, so often vlogs about events and meetups he attends. He makes videos about the places he visits, hotels he stays at, events happening in his life, and can often be seen in the Market Village Mall in Hoi Hin. More recently, Jim has been doing some good live streams. Jim is actually the reason I got a dash cam for my car last year, because he showed an accident in which a lorry reversed into him and the other drivers tried to blame him. So this summer, I'll be taking my trusted Garmin to Thailand. Cheers, Jim. The next channel I'd watched the odd video of, but didn't really start following them until later in 2018. This was Land of Smiles Thailand, or Lost channel. The channel follows a married couple, Simon and Mem. The fact that their channel followed them on their move to Thailand is probably what hooked me. After all, it's the move we all dream about. We got to watch the trials and the rewards of the move, how long it took to settle in, bringing things over from the UK, building problems, illness issues. The channel again caught my attention in more recent months, in seeing Simon and Mem's adventures in building their homestay. They are really building a community, and YouTube is helping them expand that. Simon, another Brit, is great at spotting opportunities and trying out business ideas. Many of the stories of these are told in the earlier days of the channel. He's a very good communicator and storyteller, and whilst I don't really watch the mini-series he makes on relationships, I really do like the videos about the big move and adjusting to life in Thailand, and certainly his current series on starting a YouTube channel has been very helpful. I'm also a relatively new fan to their live stream each Sunday, having switched to Lost after Kev-in-Thailand stopped. The final channel in this video, my wife actually found when we were looking for videos on Kanchanaburi, as we were looking to spend a few nights there during our next vacation. Chuck, whose channel is No Time to Be Sad, had just vlogged about their stay at a resort with rooms on the river. After watching more of their vlogs, we've been hooked on Chuck and Paige's channel ever since. Early on in their channel, they vlogged about their move from the US to Thailand, where they now live with Paige's parents, living there as a base and travelling around Thailand whenever possible. Like Jim Andrews, Chuck likes his cycling and often takes the camera along with him on his road trips. Unlike the majority of Thai vloggers, Chuck is actively learning Thai to help him integrate into life in Thailand, and often gives viewers a word of the day. The channel is known for its Sunday Fun Day, which usually entails lots of eating and good-spirited drinking with his in-laws, Soy Mafia. Chuck and Paige are about the only expat channel my wife will willingly watch too, not just because of what they do or where they go, but because of the way Chuck tries to integrate into the local community, always speaking to people, not only to practice and improve his Thai, but also just to have a good laugh and joke with them. Plus he's good at baking, something I'm not. So these first 6 vloggers really brought me around to the genre of vloggers in Thailand. In part 2, I'll be looking at the next wave who caught my interest.